Hello. Okay, sure. Yeah, there's a place for it.
Hey, everyone.
That's the only reason why he's in that. Yeah, otherwise, right.
Luma, yeah, sure. Sorry. Hi, Jin, sorry, give us a few more minutes to set up here.
Okay, Brendan, let us know when you're ready.
Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, can hear you.
Okay, sorry, we just need a few minutes just to set up here. And so general format we are gonna run is I'm gonna kick off, I'll do the first one. Then we'll flip back and forth. Oops, stop my video. So we'll flip back and forth. I'll start, then we'll let the Carousell Vipol, then after that we'll go back and forth. So one from our side, one from your side. One from Carousell side. Carousell SNC. So we will just do a few. Hello. Hello.
Hi to Richard.
Yeah. Richard, you got someone wants to say hi to you.
Oh, who? Oh, hello. Hey, good
How are
to see
you?
you. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, I've been really busy for the week. Yeah, giving talks at some places. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
See,
been
when you come to
moving around quite
KL.
a fair bit. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna do QR code. Okay. Can everyone join? This is a Zoom. So later just join Zoom, share screen directly. Share screen directly, then I can keep my laptop plugged in. I will just don't need to come out and talk. Okay.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, please please have a seat. Please have a seat.
Hey everyone, welcome. Welcome to yet another week of show and tell. Glad to have you guys. So I am Brandon. Okay, Luma code as well. Okay, I will figure out the Luma code. Sorry, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Event page. Luma code. What's the Luma code?
Right click.
You know what? Yeah. Overview. Copy. I'll just convert that into a link here. Very scuffed. Okay, so oh shit, someone needs to mute. Someone needs to mute. Okay, thanks for joining everyone. Now I'm the one who needs to mute. Thanks for joining everyone. I'm Brandon. I'll be the host for today. So today, if this is your first time at a show and tell, few quick notes. This is not meant to be a pitch. I repeat, it's not meant to be a pitch. Because there are. Can I get a quick show of hands who is here to demo from this side? Who is here to demo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 19, 6. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we have 6 people here. On the other side of this, we actually have the residents from the Carousell residency in Singapore who will also be demoing. So we'll go back and forth. Because we have quite a few people, we're gonna keep it to around 3 to 4 minutes. So we're gonna keep it tight. Just show a few things. No selling. Nobody here is going to give you money. I know we are in 500's office, but the 500 team is not here. We are all very poor. We are not gonna invest. So no pitching. Just show off what you're working on. If this is not your first time here, show off the progress you've made. If you're working on something new, show what you've built, and most importantly, share something that you've learned that you think the rest of us all will benefit from. So the point of show and tell is not to pitch, it's learning and sharing with each other so we can all grow together. Okay? All good? Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Can someone keep the timer? Okay. So we'll do, I think, I know that we said, so let's say 4 minutes, no Q&A first, because I think we have quite a few people. We're going to keep Q&A after the sessions. If you guys want to talk to people on the other side, you can also,
2 minutes pitch, 2 minute Q&A then.
3 minutes, 1 minute, 3 minute speaking, 1 minute Q&A. Okay, 3 plus 1, 3 minutes speaking, 1 minute Q&A. Those of you who haven't yet scanned, so 2 QR codes for you to scan. This one's for the Luma, so we can track. This one is for the Zoom. So later when you want to present, just join the Zoom directly, share your screen there, and it will connect. I have my laptop connected, so just share your screen. So
This is the Zoom.
This is the Zoom, this is the Luma. Can everyone join both, okay?
Oh, Brendan, actually just
Yes.
wondering if I could get links to the QR code, or maybe you could drop it
yes.
on the chat. Yeah, because
You're already on
I'm remotely.
You're okay because you're already on the Zoom. You
Ah,
don't
I
really
see.
need the second one. The second one is for us here. Okay, so Carousell team, what I'm going to do, again, I'm just gonna quickly brief. I will start, and then after that, Vipul can come in, and then we'll have someone here, and then someone from the residency. So residency side, whoever wants to volunteer after Vipul can come on. Okay? Yes. So 4 minutes. So 3 minutes, 1 minute. Okay, I'll start first. Share screen. Okay, so my side, I will show I've been working on the last week. So last week, I haven't really been looking at closing any new sales because we've been looking at delivering what our existing customers already want. Instead, I've been looking at, while we're waiting on some of that, I've been building some internal tools for the community that we're running. So this is what I've been working on. It was a wiki. Basically, I'm trying to put together a wiki for our community to essentially contribute knowledge. I've done a lot of throwing. I basically use this as also a repository for all the stuff I've been making. So I just thrown a bunch of content here. If anyone wants to check it out, the domain is here. Just log in, sign up. You can create account and you can start contributing already. So it's meant to be a repository. Long term, I want to convert this into something where you can keep track of everyone's projects, keep track of hackathon projects. If essentially whatever you want, you just refer to this. You can pull it. There is not much backend to speak of. It's purely just Vercel plus super base edge functions. So very, very cheap. That's it. I have nothing else to share. No new customers this week, unfortunately, because we are just focused on delivery. Okay. Any questions? If no questions, we can move to the next one. Carousell site is Vipul ready?
Yes, Brandon, Vipul's just going up.
Okay. I will stop sharing.
Hello, hello. Hey, hi everyone. I am Vipul. I'm
Wait,
from.
here. I need a speaker.
Sorry. Okay, hi. I'm from backend engineering team in Carousell. So what I'm going to present is a small workflow that we automated in a bigger product. The product is called Themes. Just a quick overview of what a theme is. So theme is kind of a Pinterest board, you can say, which is product discovery without needing to search anything. Users can explore, engages more browse first experience, kind of something like you create a rabbit hole of similar products together and then you go deep into the rabbit hole. So it's a visual first, browse first experience. You can find themes on the app and website today. So one of the major problems of themes was when we started the project, we manually curated a lot of themes, but manual curation of the themes used to take a lot of time. Like if you can see, like there is a UI that our category managers, product managers have to go identify what themes to create, what is trending right now, what is surging or is in demand on the marketplace, and accordingly curate the themes, keep it up to date, remove the themes that are not performing, etc. And this used to take a lot of time of our category managers and product managers. So with the so yeah, these are the problems. Like it was not scalable, um, like highly manual effort, and then trends change every week, every few days, and then we were not able to keep it up with manual theme creations as well. Um, Outdated, we had to manually identify and curate, and then we were not able to keep it up. It was quite time consuming. Like every time you curate a theme, you still have to check the quality of the theme, whether is it good, is it bad. There was a lot of human in the loop. So we thought of how can we actually leverage LLMs and agentic workflows to automate the entire workflow and save some time.
1 minute left.
Okay. So yeah, some principles that we followed, like we always wanted to know what is popular, understand what users are really looking for on the marketplace, automatically check the quality of the themes, focus on creating the users to explore. So we categorize this into two major buckets. One is what is trending outside Carousell. So we use LLM to go through the internet, identify the trends that are going on, something like Instagram, TikTok, and in general on the internet. We identify the top trends. Uh, we expand and extract attributes that can map to our own products. We identify the cluster of products, and then we feed those cluster of products into LLM again to identify the potential themes. So, for example, one of the trending topic that is ongoing right now is kidult toys or retro toys, like human beings who are old but still want kid toys. So yeah, if you can see the attributes that our LLM identified, that brands like Nintendo and Sega, products like card game, board games, etc.
Time. Yep.
That's
So
it.
you have 1
Okay.
minute for Q&A.
Okay, I'll just take one more minute. Um, uh, Then there is the second one, which is surging demand. Like we look into our marketplace and see like what is actually increasing in demand on the marketplace. We feed it to LLM again and then identify the clusters and create the themes. Like this one is like Adidas CNY jacket was trending on the marketplace, so we created a theme.
Sorry, Vipul, it's time up.
Yeah, okay. And then we use LLM to
Sorry, thank
validate.
you.
Yeah, okay.
But Q&A,
Thank you.
Q&A, 1 minute Q&A. 1 minute Q&A is, wait, 1 minute Q&A, right? 1 minute Q&A.
Any questions? I could have used this time to present.
You still have 1 minute, so if you want to, if nobody has questions, you can finish your presentation.
I closed my lid already. It's okay, it's okay. Oh yeah.
I have a question. So you mentioned there's two things, right? Themes and using some LLM to do some back-end things to help the Carousell algorithm, right?
Correct.
Which one? Uh, which one will help sellers more? Because like for me, right, sometimes I sell on Carousell, I don't think the themes will really help my sales a lot. It would be nice to have it, but it's like a nice to have. It's not like a must. I don't see the usefulness of the theme. So maybe you could like, maybe I'm misunderstanding this.
So I think just a very short explanation of what themes do. It won't help a particular seller sell something exactly, but it is helping buyers explore. So if you actually go to something like, let's say, TikTok or Instagram or in general new social media feeds, what you see is you get to explore a lot more. One of the things that we observed on Carousel is we have limited exploration.
Right.
Users,
Cool.
buyers come with
Um,
intents and then they try to search for something. They don't have ways to explore new products, new trends that are going all over the marketplace. So this is a way for them to explore something new rather than trying to find. So it is not specifically helping a set of sellers sell faster. It is helping buyers explore
Sorry,
new
time's up.
products and new
Thank
intents.
you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Time's up. All right, cool. Back to KL.
Hi. Okay, we gotta. Testing one, two. Testing one, two. Okay. I hope y'all can hear me in Singapore. Okay, so over the last few weeks, OpenClaw has been a big craze. So I just thought, well, let me get my hands dirty and figure out what's going on in OpenClaw. So I've been trying out to figure out different things that it could do. So one of the big things that I got it to do, at least I think it's kind of big, is that I got an agent that would go out to find websites to build for businesses in Malaysia. So if you've looked at Malaysian websites, a lot of their website looks kind of ugly, clunky, and it's like, did anyone really put any effort in this, right? So after that, what I got my agents to do is my agent would go on Google Maps, look for specific businesses in specific niches. Let's say I had cafes, vet clinics, dental clinics, and then look for these businesses, let's say in KL, PJ, Bukit Jalil, and see which of these businesses are thriving, but they don't have any websites at all. So I identified a list of them, put them through a pipeline. From there, we brought it to a research agent. This research agent will go online and figure out this business's brand, tone, voice, and design. From there, you'll create a really detailed research brief and also scrape some images from them. From there, we'll take it to a coding agent. Then the coding agent will build the entire website based on the brief. And then you'll come to me for a review. And once I approve it or do some improvements on it, then you'll generate a code message from me to message these businesses. So this is the first website that it ever made, and this is what it looks like. Classy Dental Care. And here's another one that I can show. This is for a cafe. I think this one has multiple pages, so it's kind of interesting. The other one only has one page. And then I've been busy shopping for houses for me and my wife. And I've noticed there's a lot of fake websites out there for all these development projects, and they all look very suspicious. I wouldn't put my phone number in there. So I thought, well, I know how great my websites or my agents can make websites. So I tried to do one, and this is what it made. And I think this could probably do better than the developer's website on their own. So this is what I've been cooking with OpenClaw. Any questions?
So the conversion here is the owner will pay you and pay for the finished website, yeah?
That's right. That's right. The goal is I probably maybe put like a lower price, let's say 2,000 ringgit. Hey, 2,000 ringgit, this website is done for you. I'll buy the domain and just say, hey, this is done. Would you like it? I'll run it for you for 1 year. Yeah. If you're curious if any of them converted, I reached out to four businesses. I think the problem is when I reached out through the contact that we got on Google Maps, you're talking to whoever's at the front desk, and the front desk people do not care to spend their business's money. So then now the bottleneck is trying to figure out who the owner is and going to talk to them, because then they will find the value in having a website for their business. Yeah. Any more questions?
How long does it take you end to end to create one website?
One website like this.
Yeah.
So after I define the pipeline for the agent to run through, I will go through with it from start to end once, and then we'll lock it in. I just get it to build. So over one afternoon, I had it running on 4 different niches at once. In 4 hours, it produced 10 websites each, and I had 40 websites done in 4 hours. But that ate through like 70% of my $200 cloud plan. But yeah,
Okay. 80% in that session, is it?
and 70% in that session from my entire week. Yeah.
Where was OpenClaw useful in this?
Was OpenClaw useful?
Yeah.
OpenClaw did everything in here from start to end. Because you bind your Cloud Code subscription to the or Cloud Max subscription to OpenClaw, and then OpenClaw can spin up, let's say, the Cloud Code agents to build the sites. Yeah.
So that means you haven't using the OAuth for OpenClaw, so not banned yet.
Not banned yet, yeah.
Okay.
I don't see anyone getting banned yet. I think it's
I-
mostly Gemini getting banned.
Somebody's complaining but nobody's seeing banned.
That's right. That's
Could be
right.
an isolated thing.
I think so too. Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So now we'll just switch back to the Carousell team. For anyone that wants to present.
Or maybe I could go first.
TV.
It's okay, right? If I continue. Or if I
Yeah.
start it off. Okay,
Go,
sure.
go for it.
So okay. So actually I'd just like to present some passion projects that was built at the various hackathons that I've been. So I did share quite a bit over on LinkedIn. So I think the response was quite good overall. For some of the projects, some corporates did reach out to me. So actually would really love to explore, this together with Carousell during the residency. So I think the first one, which I'm more of some domain knowledge on, is this thing called a proto AI. But I think the competitive landscape right now, uh, there's quite a creation tools. I think my interest is more towards um, because after checking out Carousel Mobile, during an office tour, I felt quite a fair bit of things could be explored with regard to maybe some form of AI and machine learning to improve defect detection. Yeah, I did explore things like generative PCB design and stuff. Yeah, we really love to check it out. So this was a demo project I did during the hackathon itself. I actually pushed a live build over to Vercel during that 24 hours. And for the domain, check the traffic. Um, maybe this version, might not have the right target audience. Yeah, so I really love to do it more, gear more towards the B2B. Then on the other side, I think at the moment it's just more to see what's possible with current AI technologies. The next one would be Launch Key. So Launch Key is more of like a go-to-market tool. So it would be really applicable for in Carousell's case, because the product that we built. So this whole thing was built during the Gemini hackathon. It's some a domain expert with my team. Yeah, so it's company profile. I'm not really pitching a business per se, but it's just more this stuff is actually built out. Yeah, would actually love to build upon these capabilities. Yeah, so I think this one would be more interesting, perhaps. Okay, like the Zoom function and stuff doesn't really seem to work. Yeah, but ideally, we can try to find, perform analysis on various merchants. I think it could be really helpful for carousels. I think on both sides, on both sides of the market. Yeah. So I think that's all on my end. Yeah. Any questions on? Yeah, and sorry, and on a separate note, yeah, we love to join, but because I was in a few meetings over this morning, yeah, so I couldn't make it in time to the Carousell Heat too.
No worries. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Okay, all right, cool. There seems to be no questions, so we'll pass the time back to KL. Thank you. All right.
And
Oh, okay. Somewhat. I mute. I should mute.
Hi, Brendan. We can't hear
I should
anything.
unmute. This is good. Okay. So
Okay.
this is a combination of like what is make possible with the LLM to extract all the concepts and paper. It's still expensive. So to go through 500,000 of paper, we cost about 10,000 US dollar to extract like the thing. Then the rest is just a classical recommended system. It's quite doable. It's a master project. We spent 6 months and we show that you could in fact beat most of the benchmarks. So before you observe anything, you can already triage. And this is very similar if you have a loss of the market data, you can extract the properties of the company and the properties of the value and figure out where are the mismatch. And that is my pitch. Any questions? Yep. Fine. Yep.
The agency support, as in like space agency support.
Oh, this is funded by the NSF. So this is funded by the National Science Foundation in the US.
US.
Yeah.
Okay, but then is that interlinked with NASA or?
This project is not. So this project is funded by the NSF. Yeah.
And then the business model behind it.
No, there's no money. I don't make money. I am poor.
Just
If you want to buy nasi lemak for me, that's good.
fantastic. Can you talk to me?
Yeah.
Creating a
Yep.
system which is about to do this science
Okay,
thing,
wonderful.
legacy data.
So I will have a loss of nasi lemak. Good. Wonderful. Yes.
So the
Yep,
value,
so-
value is in the knowledge.
Okay, all right,
The
cool.
value
Great.
is
Thanks
in the
for
knowledge
thanks for
graph.
that. We'll move back to Singapore. All right, so next presenter from Singapore.
Is it just anyone or?
Yeah, so it can be anyone.
Okay. Who would like to go? Okay. Wilson's going.
Okay, I made this really quick. Hey guys, I'm Wilson, building Ray. So what Ray is essentially a very simple AI journaling insights platform. And I spent pretty much the entire of last month building out the web version MVP with a last week. And the number one feedback we got from all the users in our closed beta was that they want an iOS version. They don't want the intimate process of journaling, getting all their insights on their laptops, right? So that's essentially what I'm doing right now, is pushing everything onto the iOS version, having pages for insights, grouping things based on whether it's work, stress related, the different themes, whether it's your family related. And essentially, I guess the main issue right now, for example, is that it's very deterministic based on AI prompts, for example, right? So, the essential pipeline of a user putting in a journal and then us feeding in the insights, that's simple, but if we think about how many prompts there are to, feed in all these different reflections and insights, it's pretty hard. So I guess the main thing that I didn't even realize that was super helpful in the past 2 days was building like an internal prompt editor for my co-founders, essentially base so that they can edit the prompts directly. I just basically update the super base, have the API calls from this instead of it hard-coded directly in our files. And that's sped up a lot of our development time. But essentially, yeah, that's what we're building right now. So yeah.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that. We'll now open up for questions. You've got 1 minute, 15 seconds. So for those who are floor here in KL, you can just turn on your Zoom. And those who are in Singapore, you can just ask in person.
Hi, bro. Do you mind like showing us how to use it?
Okay, yeah, sure. We can do an example. So let's say here I have a sample journal entry, right? So something a little bit sad, for example. And then if I go in, paste. Essentially, it's just using LLMs to try and find patterns and insights over a large period of time, over all your different journal entries, to possibly try and find insights that you yourself wouldn't recognize at a first glance. And yeah, essentially, having key themes here, save it, and yeah, basically having different insights pages here to go deeper into how often certain dynamics pop up throughout your entries, when, different timings, and the context of which you're talking about them. So yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks again. So right on time. We'll move it back to the KL team. Those in KL to present, just share your screen on Zoom and then we'll start.
Hey guys, hello. So we run and we built Vercel for MCPs. You can generate an MCP and you host it there. Then we read a paper from 2 years ago, large language models as toolmakers. And what it led us to create is a skill for agents to create MCP servers and CLIs on the go. For what? To save money. Because it's literally like an hour or two of testing here in the office, like before this presentation. It cost us 10 USD to just visit a few websites, to do some agentic search on like Property Guru, Muda, Puma.com, like, well, basic websites. And generating MCPs or CLIs on the go allows you to bypass this entire process of like reading HTML, navigating the website, maybe using OCR, because once you establish that, hey, it's actually like automatable, it's a pattern. You create a CLI, so the next time you execute it, or the next time an agent does something similar, it's actually just calling the tool. It's like a few hundred tokens at maximum. Presents actually the savings. So initially you need to like figure out, oh, I need an MCP or I need a CLI. And you spend tokens creating it. But after that, each subsequent call makes it much, much cheaper.
It's practically free. Just tool calls.
Yeah, tool calls are extremely cheap, especially if it's not MCP, which bloat context, but like CLIs. It's extremely cheap. So we've seen some like 100 times reductions in token costs on some specific use cases. Of course, it's not applicable everywhere, but it's very much usable. And well, for now, it's just an idea. That's our progress, I guess. Yeah, Q&A.
If the line website changes the API call structure, then the tool.
Yeah, the tool will fail, so you need to regenerate. Yes.
Agent will handle it. It
Yeah.
can regenerate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the core thing that allows it is this meta skill that lets you create other skills on the go, like meta MCP.
Question.
Yeah.
Like will we get like the cheaper over time? Because like you can wrap something at the MCP, but if you have the skill, like it will just be more expensive as your skill become longer. Like why would that be more cheaper as you run more? No, the skill guides the agent to create MCPs. Okay. So just like using the skill is guiding more efficient use of. Yeah, every time a task completes. Okay. Like here.
Treat it as cache.
Some property.
So for example, you cache a very expensive database operation. Why? Because it's expensive. Then you put it in cache, and later for reuse, you use cache. So it's very similar. There's an expensive website visit by an agent, but you MCP-fy it, and then you call it just the MCP. That's it.
Yeah, like this. Then I just asked it to wrap it into an MCP server, and it did. And that's it.
And subsequent calls became like 1 cent or less than 1 cent. And before, just one visit to like Property Guru was like 10, 20 cents. So the difference is tremendous.
For robust scraping of the
Click buttons, yeah.
Anything costs money.
Yeah.
Nowadays. So
if I want to get my agent, like my Claude Code, to buy a pair of shoes from JD, it could just go off and do that via the new CLI, basically. And then you would have JD like offer the CLI in there.
Yeah, one time it will cost you like 10 cents. But one time, if you do it repetitively, each time 10 cents is quite expensive, right? So what you do instead, you create a CLI for like buying shoes. And yeah, now each individual purchasing act of like shoes is like 1 cent or less. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you.
All right, cool. Back to the Carousell office.
Okay, so yeah, hi everyone. My name is Ayush. I'll be sharing a bit about something I've been working on in the consumer research space. So the core concept is that every company makes decisions every day. If you're a product company, you want to know what features to build, how to price your product, and how you want to understand how your consumers would react to a new launch or something like that, right? So I built something so traditionally what you would do is you would run surveys with your existing users, you would run maybe things like a focus group, but that is quite expensive. A lot of market research companies charge like $30,000 to $50,000 to run surveys that span 2 to 3 months, right? And that gets quite expensive. So I actually built a tool that creates synthetic personas of your user base and uses that as a way to simulate how people would react to different scenarios. So actually, the past 2 weeks, I've been talking to people from different industries. One guy I talked to was actually from a movie studio who was trying to expand to APAC. I also talked to some consumer CPG companies who want to understand how would their user base would react to a certain drinks branding or not on social media. So for this show and tell, I actually built one for Carousell. So I'll just share my screen. So what I've actually done is asked my synthetic user base on trust and safety on the Carousell platform, right? So I'll just briefly go through it. I won't go too much into detail, but it's essentially a report that runs where I've asked my synthetic users different kinds of questions on how they would react to certain scenarios. So, for example, the biggest insight I got was that users love the product. However, there's still a bit of risk on security and safety. So, trust drives revenue, right? So, we also learned that if a user is more trustworthy of your platform and of the seller that they're buying from, they're more willing to spend more per transaction, right? So it also provides recommendations and what could be done to, based on the recommendation, if you did implement it, what would be the expected outcome? So it's essentially planning out different scenarios, what would happen if you kind of take action based on each scenario. So another thing I want to show is, it also gives a score of different dimensions within the trust and safety dimensions. So you use a score between 1 to 5. It also tells you what trust signal matters the most. So from the survey, payment method was really important to the users. So they'd rather pay through a more trusted system versus just sending money through Pay Now, right? And then it also gives quotations on what some of the users say. So for example, I do meetups, or maybe if we do implement SyncPass to authenticate the seller and the buyer, that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that my money will be, that doesn't protect me essentially. So other things, you can kind of design this whole survey in whatever way you want, depending on your use cases. And this is not just to assess things like risk, but it could also be to do additional studies like competitive benchmarking, cross-market studies, or going deeper into specific verticals. So yeah, obviously this is synthetic personas. It's not 100% accurate. So these personas need to be benchmarked to existing data, right? So what I did in this case, since I just tried to find like open source information, so I actually benchmarked this against survey from another company in Korea, a marketplace company. But there's a lot of applications to this. You can iterate on user testing much faster, much cheaper, and you can, at a much lower price. So yeah, that's my demo.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Quick questions from the floor, if any. All right, cool. So if none, we'll move back to KL. Thank you.
Sorry, who are you surveying again?
Okay, so these are synthetic personas. So these are LLMs that have context on the specific demographic. So in this case, it's like people between age 18 to 25. I've given them a backstory. I've given them kind of personality traits, trying to mimic as close to people who are the ideal customers.
Interesting. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for that. Okay, back to KL. So just share your screen on Zoom.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Tom. I am a former British Army officer, and I've got no development experience. And until 6 months ago, I'd never taken a product to market. But I saw a YouTube video that said code is becoming democratized. As long as you have domain expertise, then you can build a product. I didn't believe it. I looked at it and thought that can't be true, but I'm going to give it a try. So I set myself the very lofty goal of trying to achieve one paying customer in 3 months. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I got there. So first, I needed a problem. Okay. All good?
Yeah.
Cool. So the problem was that when people apply to the British Army, the recruitment process is fairly brutal. So the final stage is a 4-day assessment process, and it covers all sorts of different assessments. So you have physical training standards, you spend an afternoon doing command leadership tasks, you do debates, you do psychometric tests, you have 3 interviews, you have a planning exercise where you get grilled by senior military officers on a plan that you've devised and you haven't had enough time to put together anything that's worth doing. And so I wanted to simulate this entire process with AI. So what I came up with was 12 modules, and each one of them at the end has an AI assessor who assesses you, who provides feedback, and prepares you for the assessment. So this is one of them. I won't go through the entire module, but the test looks something like this.
Hello, I'm Captain Wickham. Just a quick question before we begin. Is this the first time you've used this discussion tool? If it is, I'm happy to quickly explain how it works, or if you'd prefer, we can go straight into it. What would be best?
It's the first time I've used it.
Right, first time. No worries at all. I'll keep things straightforward then. Here's how we'll run it. Nice and simple. I'll introduce a discussion topic like you'd see at Mainboard. In reality, there are about 8 in a syndicate. For this practice, I'll act as one strong peer, so you get realistic pushback and support. We'll keep each topic to a few short exchanges.
There we go. I won't embarrass myself by trying to debate in front of you. But yeah, so I created something that simulated the entire assessment process. It also included numerical reasoning tests, for example, that look something like this. You can go through them. When you finish, you can click submit test and you get your score. Hopefully you do better than getting 0. But I created a dashboard as well, which is your sort of central nervous system that tells you how everything is coming along. And I think that's all. So in the last 30 seconds, I'll tell you how I did it. So I started by saying to GPT, I want to build a web app. I've got no idea how to do it. And it told me to go to VS Code. I slowly graduated to Cursor. And then after about 3 months, I moved on to Claude Code. So I went from absolutely nothing. And then 2 months later, I had something, an MVP. I got 53 users. And then I started getting paid users in February for the first time. And I've now got 50 paid users. Not going to make me rich, but I'm quite proud of it. Yeah, so any questions?
Do you have a database or just a pure prompting?
Yes, I've got a database. So it's yeah, so the front end is React's Node.js. I use Supabase for the database, and then it integrates with Hume AI for the voice-to-voice interview.
You said you have domain expertise, but did you have a social capital of any kind? Like, were you an influencer? Did you pull some strings for the army? Did you apply anything outside of, outside to government?
No. So I used to do some of the assessments for people who are applying to be officers. I've sat on the board and assessed people coming through. But no, I've never done digital marketing. I've got about 50 followers on Instagram. And that's it. So no, it's basically Google Ads and that's it. That's it.
Google Ads.
So people would be searching for training, like what were they searching for that they came from?
So there are two search terms. So everybody searches for the psychometric tests. So those maths tests that you see, that's the way in. And then they realize that this platform that they didn't know existed is there. And then they buy the whole thing. So yeah.
All right, cool. Good. Thank you. All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Tom. And now we're back to Singapore again.
Hi guys, I'm Alson from Chat Avocado, and I think basically what we are trying to do is we are just trying to provide AI employees for service SMEs. And I think unlike all of us in this room today, my customer base is the most painful customer base because they are super anti-software. So whenever we pitch to them, they just say, you know what, don't tell me about how you build your AI, I just want results. And we've learned very painfully is that we decide that we're only going to show two screens to our customers who use AI agents in their work. One is like their customer interactions and the other is just their contact data. We don't, everything else, we do it for them. So we don't ask them to, hey, train your knowledge base and all this. But what we do is that we use AI to basically run and train the AI employees for them. So I think very simply, the first thing is, whenever you onboard a new employee, what you need is like a knowledge base or internal documentation. I think 99% of the service SMEs I met have not been able to produce that whenever we ask for it. So basically, and they will just say something like, yeah, you just take from my website lah. So what we do is basically, we just do that. But using AI, we crawl through like their website. Basically, we have built an internal knowledge-based AI to generate surface conflicts, which we find is very common when it comes to service SMEs. And then ultimately, what we do is we just provide it to them in a Google Sheet-like format because that is the extent of comfort or the capability that their employees can use, Google Sheets. So instead of trying to beat the Google Sheet, we become the Google Sheet. And after that, what we do is then we help them because, again, they are not interested in how we train the AI. We help build the whole AI through our own internal testing. And what we do is we do something like what we call on-the-job training. So basically, we create AI agents that interact with the AI agent that we've built for the customer in tested scenarios. And we will basically just go through all these different scenarios and basically, find everything that fails, and we fix them for our client in using AI. And what happens is after we deploy them, when the customers say, hey, why is the AI answering this? What we do is we've built in internal tools where they can just report it, and basically the AI just comes in. If they're not happy with a message and they want to change it, they just come in here, and then we talk to our own AI that I name after my co-founder, Serene, and basically just tells us, hey, let's change this AI to this is how you can retrain it. And if you cannot retrain it, then what we do is that and if it's a tech problem, we create it and we just link it to our own internal like Jira. So that's what we do. And our tech engineers and all just work from the Jira. And finally, last thing that we do is that we do try to help our customers like improve their AI through analytics and so forth. But I was very excited to build like our own analytics reports dashboard. But my co-founder told me that that's probably the most useless feature I will ever build in my life. So what we did instead is that instead of giving service SMEs analytics, which we find that they don't really care about at all, instead we make it part of our sales conversation. So every 3 months or every 6 months when we catch in, what we do is that we talk to our internal AI and we just say, hey, run a customer experience analysis. I analyze different ways or the monetary impact of what customers they have lost, and then basically this will be like the output. So this is for one of the. This is actually for my side hustle. So I just learned that I'm losing out on 3 to 15K monthly GMV from lack of poor responses and poor customer experience. So usually we just share this with our customers, and then we just turn it into like a future way of improving their AI. So that's it.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. All right, quick questions from the floor. If you're from KL, just turn on your Zoom and ask your questions direct. All right, cool. Thank you. We'll pass it back to KL.
Oh yeah, I guess you guys can go ahead and start. My machine is being shared already.
Started
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So I can start now.
Yeah.
Okay, good news. Actually, we just won 9 awards back in Vietnam, and then this is the project that we won 9 awards. So the problem is we actually observe some of the students, they're having a hard time to know about the inventions, and then those inventions in the traditional textbooks are usually flat diagrams, and for museum they usually shows maybe static display, so we couldn't interact with them. And for this is actually one of the platforms that the student can explore around using the 3D models and also AI power technology. So our project name is Inventra. So as you can see, this is a globe models that we built from 3JS and also globe.gl. And you can zoom in and zoom out to explore like different inventions from different region or country. And due to there is a lot of inventions, so we only have 77 for display for now. And you can check the details while you click on it, and you can also slide through the slide bar below. It shows you the evolution of past until now. And next I will move on to Steven.
Right. So Olivia was sharing the UI. It acts as the entry point to the more interactive classroom experience. So we could select any inventions of our interest, and we could explore it in 3D. So this would pop open like a learning sort of tab, and in the canvas you have a 3D model that you can play around with. It's basically a 3D model. You can spin it around, and then over the side on the sidebar is an AI expert on this invention. We initially tried to like wire in a persona. So let's say this was invented by Thomas Edison. We wanted to have Thomas Edison teaching you about his invention, his inspiration for creating this, and his personal story. And we've also integrated voice agents, so you could just directly chat with Thomas Edison like his bio site. And then Edison can also manipulate the elements. So like each component of this light bulb, highlight it to you as he goes on to explain. So currently it's like connecting. Give it a bit of time. Oh yeah.
The second next thing for is really cool is like you can actually expand and explore the part of the inventions.
Yeah, you can go with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you can actually expand it with Han. So I think.
Oh, it's starting. So
oh, it's starting. So yeah.
But this it's quite memory heavy.
So essentially you can use it to like expand and how to say explode or assemble it, and then at the same time you can also move it in 3D.
So what we're trying to achieve is that we just manipulate these components by using your hand gestures and show it to camera and like build stuff. So this could easily evolve into like a VR education program where you put on your headset and you just play with it, and then there would be like a hologram teaching you, what is this component, what it does, and like how you could probably like use this inspiration for your own personal builds. Yeah. And now the voice is connected, so let me turn on the volume. Hello.
Hello. Because check. I think someone spent it on. So he was.
All right. So question from the crowd over here or from Singapore. Just tell your Zoom or you can ask them personally.
I really like it. Have you ever thought about connecting it with like IP records?
Oh yeah, exactly. That's the original idea.
Yeah. To cross-reference like gaps that need to be invented and use it on your way.
Yeah, I think the original idea we wanted to do is more so like targeting patents and research papers, because we feel like it has sufficient context inside that we could at least use that to explain. Actually, what you see here is like pretty low poly, right? Actually, what we wanted to do was using the patterns to extract like the diagrams and we turn them into 3D models. And we want them to be able to like fit into each other and expand, separate from each other from that.
Yeah.
Which actually we do have.
We do have.
It's just expensive.
Yeah.
We ran a lot. Cost almost like $50 at this point.
All right, thank you.
How fast?
Sorry?
How fast that never invented?
You mean like generating the 3D assets?
Yeah.
So it's like
Okay.
Yeah. So 3 to 5 minutes. So the pipeline basically feed it the paper into Gemini.
Yeah, actually it's very fast.
Yeah.
Just need the name.
Oh.
And then take shortcut.
All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Shui and team. All right, so back to Singapore again. But before that, just want to show of hands. Who's okay if we extend this till 5:30? Till 5:30, everybody. Singapore, are you guys okay with extending this till 5:30? If yes, just give a thumbs up.
Yep, we're okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, yep. So we have someone coming in. All right. So back to Carousell.
The person needs to stop sharing or cannot share. Thank you. Hi, the person sharing, please stop sharing so I can share my screen. Thanks.
Hey, Brandon.
Am I sharing the screen?
Not sure who is.
Oh, Shui. You're still sharing screen.
Okay, hi guys. So this is a new project that I've been working on for like the last, I guess, 1 to 2 months. I didn't know we were supposed to give a presentation today, so I'm just gonna give a bit of context into what I'm actually doing. So essentially right now, I'm gonna skip that. Essentially right now, basically you're having a lot of traffic that's coming from ChatGPT, Perplexity, etc. And it's not really easy to figure out how do I track this traffic and how do I actually increase my AI traffic and visibility. So essentially I'm building a tool for this. We have around, I guess, 800 users right now. It's about a month and a half old, but yeah, there's various tools that you can use. So for example, this is a tool that people use internally to run like a geo audit. So essentially what this does is it mimics crawlers like Google, etc. So I'm just gonna use Carousell's website as an example. Though this is not the best example because you don't typically use this for blog content, etc. But essentially what this does here is it mimics crawlers like Google crawler, Gemini crawler, Claude crawler, etc. to be able to tell you what are areas you can improve on. So for example, some no HTML type of pages, or it cannot fetch the target page. And it will kind of tell you like how exactly it's kind of pulled this information. And the reason why this is important, so just for some context, is that for different engines, they all crawl information differently. So for example, Google AI Overviews is still heavily reliant on SEO, and things like Gemini, Copilot, and Claude, they all use different methods. And these change on a day-to-day basis. So in order to basically track this traffic, it's really simple. All you have to do is install this tracking script on your website, and it will track both LLM traffic and also user traffic. So user traffic is when a user scrolls through the LLM and clicks on it. So kind of think of it as like pay-per-click. So over here, you can kind of see like once you've installed this thing, it will show you your user traffic from all the major engines, whether it's like ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, Perplexity, or it can even be Meta AI on WhatsApp. So this is only when users click on it, It will tell you the exact URLs that users are visiting, as well as like how it's being measured, what are the peak hours people are looking at your thing, as well as what's the language distribution. You also see that it's separated from LLM traffic, which LLM traffic is basically when it crawls. Because when an LLM looks for information, it may index a lot of content, but it may not always show it to the user. So it's a good understanding to understand, like, are you ranking in the top of funnel, or are you not ranking in like the bottom of the funnel? Very similar to how marketing works. The last part is something interesting. So basically we have something called a content engine. And this is basically based on known techniques. We optimize your content for blogs so that it ranks higher in AI citability. And you can track actually which content pieces are performing well. So it will help you understand like what is the top non-funnel, which strategies are working from the Copilot. And it will also show you the exact content piece that is actually driving traffic. So for example, if you have a blog and you're actually optimizing content, you can understand which type of content works. And for us, what we do is that if the content is very highly citable, this goes back into our algorithm and actually helps you understand, okay, the next time I build a content article around this vertical, to use this type of word query or this type of factor in that sense. And that's basically over time how we're able to track. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's about 1.5 months old. I'm going to be releasing a new feature soon called Prompt Tracker. This is not available to the public yet, but essentially how this works is that you can query a cron job to run, let's say, for example, I want to rank in top home businesses in Singapore. I can query a cron job to understand how much do I own in this share of the prompt, in, for example, ChatGPT, Perplexity, etc. And then you can actually understand which campaigns are performing well and actually increasing your share of voice. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
All right, cool. Thanks for that. Questions from the floor, just feel free to unmute your mic and ask them. All right, cool. Cool. Thank you. Thank you for that. We'll bring on the next person from KL.
Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, camera on. Hi. Okay, so my name is Ryan. I'm the founder of Clobber.ai. And some of you who've seen me present before, you probably know me as the fartbot guy. So, and there's a story behind that. So Richard in Singapore has, I've talked with him extensively about my fartbot. So what I did was I actually started experimenting with OpenClaw about a month and a half ago. And basically, cut a long story short, I basically passed the OpenClaw instance to my kids. Ask them to build something. I'll fund your tokens, do me whatever, right? I'm happy to see you build. And the first thing that came back to me was a fart bot that basically called their cousin and played fart wave sounds, right? And for me, that was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing, because a 12, 13-year-old kid, right, would manage to, figure out how to build something by just prompting an LLM. And for me, that was a miracle moment. So yeah, anyone in KL probably will know me as the fartbot guy, and now people in Singapore will know me as the fartbot guy as well. So this is Clobber.ai. Essentially, it's a way for non-technical people. I actually started this for my kids, right? I'm trying to scratch my own itch to basically build AI agents, learn how it works, just tinker with it, just build it, deploy it, run it, break it, what have you. Very easily, right? Within minutes, you can just build something. So in the spirit of being a fartbot guy, I'm just going to build a fartbot here just to show you how it works.
And the thing is, we launched the alpha late February, and it was a very, very rough alpha. We probably started with like just a couple of people and then slowly expanded slowly, because one thing we need to control, we didn't have enough servers. So every instance of OpenClaw requires a certain amount of system resources, things like that. So it was very carefully managing how it worked, right? Breezy Cheeks bot, there you go. Right, so what happened was, there was a process of discovery as well, like, okay, what worked, what doesn't work. It actually started off as a desktop app, and now it's a fully online app. And the reason why is because I want to make it accessible, right? Because some people actually called me, one of my former clients called me from Sarawak, and he wanted to deploy this to teach people how to use AI. And he was telling me that all his kids were, some of them didn't even have laptops, right? They had phones. And they were using their phones to basically look at the lesson going on Zoom. So, and then I figured, okay, if I were to ask people around Southeast Asia to deploy FartBot on a Mac Mini, like how many people could afford that? So, okay, so in the end, I pivoted to a fully online app for now. It seems to work, there's still some server instability, but we're still gradually iterating and moving as we go. And there we go, Breezy Cheeks bot, and everything's done. You can view the details. Let's see. So you can see what's going on behind, what an LLM does, what are markdown files. You can see you are now a fart bot. You are enthusiastic about farts, right? And there you go. The funny thing is, actually, I intended this as more of an education thing, right? And, if you look at the logo, it's like clobber.ai. You've got a cartoon cat and things like that. And I thought, okay, my audience will be parents who want to teach their kids. And the funny thing is, I released the limited preview beta last Sunday. And I started getting messages from people around the world. So one of our power users was actually a guy from Germany, and he wanted to use this to in his business. And then I had a guy from Texas who actually said that, hey, can this do something for my business? And then I had a bakery just down the road from this office who actually asked me, hey, can I run a WhatsApp bot? So now so the funny thing about a product is when you release it, like especially a product like this, my initial assumptions about who my customers are is just kind of morphed now into, okay, maybe this could be a business automation tool, right? So there you go.
Thanks again.
All right.
Okay, we got 15 seconds for questions.
Yeah. Any questions?
All right. Cool. So thank you. Thank
All
you
right.
once again, Ryan. All right, we'll move it back to Singapore.
Oh. Say a question. Sorry? Oh, okay.
All right, back to Singapore.
Screen show. Yay, okay. Okay, hi, I'm Ace, and basically some context is basically every single time we've been here, we've been working on our startup, me and Chloe, she's our PD. And what we do is we built a platform to help students and fresh grads find jobs and internships. So you can think of it as like LinkedIn Jobs, Indeed++. And it comes in three basic functions. We wanted to cover like the pipeline that a student has to go through when job seeking. So things from finding opportunities to refining your resume to things like being able to practice a live simulation. So this week, what specifically we were working on was, first of all, focusing more on CX as well as user research, and that's on the business side. On the tech side, we were really looking at expanding our opportunities database. So previously we had, I think, 17K new jobs added because we aggregate across like LinkedIn, Indeed, Workday, individual sites, blah, blah, blah. So we were running this one scraper, but it was basically all in one lump. And we wanted to get it to a point where people upload their profile in here. It's like you can connect your LinkedIn, you can upload your resume. It builds a profile of you. And we wanted to be able to effectively make them with that. So that's what we were working on this week. So now we can like filter by experience level, and it also matches based on, let's say, if I'm in like tech or HR or like a policy or something. And we also like configured this AI match analysis thing to be able to basically tell you how much your profile matches with this, so that students know what to prioritize. Yeah, TLDR that. And then on the user research end, so basically we wanted to speak to more users. So we pushed out this, oh shit, sorry, you're not supposed to see that. Okay, so basically we pushed out this. We were thinking what's the fastest way that we can like talk to users, right? So basically we tried this stunt whereby we were like, okay, if you're looking for a job, we want to talk to you. And TLDR, I'm gonna spend approximately like, I think 30 hours talking to users next week. Yeah. And Chloe, do you want to share what you did about the artifacts collection? Yes, yes. Okay, she doesn't want to share, but basically I asked her to learn Figma last week. She learned it in a day. And basically we wanted to do a pop-up collecting CSAT within the product itself. Because right now we track, like, let's say drop-offs, and we have like a Sankey chart to see like at which page. Because I think our product is very like obvious. It has different pages. It's not like something like, let's say GPT or like Tinder or something where it's like people could be dropping off on the same page because people move from page to page in our product. So we can track it using like post or whatever metrics and see which page they're dropping off on. But we also wanted to get more qualitative feedback, and TLDR, I told her to look at NPS and CSAT and basically design a card that you can put as a pop-up, and then she did that on Figma. And she doesn't want me to show it to you because she thinks it's ugly, but yeah. Yes, so yay for Chloe doing that and learning Figma in one day. Yeah, I think that's all we had to share for now. Yeah.
All right, cool, thank you. Questions from the floor? If you're from KL, just turn on your Zoom.
Hard to crawl data from LinkedIn, or is that not possible?
How to crawl data from LinkedIn? We cannot say, but it was very difficult. Yes.
But it's possible.
It's possible. We spent 3 months trying to get it right.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
But we finally did, yes. Okay, thank you. Yay.
Okay.
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 Oh, wait.
Oh,
It's blocking my stuff.
Oh, sorry. You wait. Before Gabriel starts, anyone here who still wants to demo? Like, we have one more spot. If someone wants to demo, haven't demo yet, just let us know now. If not, you okay, Josh? Gabriel, ready for it?
Okay, so hi, I'm Gabriel. So over the past week, I was like looking for stuff to do, and then so we wrote a script to like script a lot of like some random businesses from Google Map and like try to find like a pipeline to find those like decision makers of these people who do have websites. Also same as like someone who presented just now. And we tried to run it through a pipeline to create websites for them. Like these are some samples of the websites they created. Oh shit, not this. Wait. And stop sharing already. Oh no, oh no.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, am I sharing?
You see something?
Okay. Cool. Okay, so and then like keeps creating some websites for us. And then yeah, so but we stopped this project. We gave up on it because it's expensive. For us, it took us like the whole week's plan to create 8 websites. So maybe and then we started doing something else. And then I was building this host thing, so an AI agent for like hosts that manages properties. So we help them reach out to their customers, people who inquire, and then they're able to recommend them units that they have. And then even if they already booked a unit, they will be able to escalate it. That if they have a unit, they're able to escalate it, like toilet door not working. Please help. Okay, so you will yeah, it will pass it to the team. Yeah. And then like in the dashboard, maybe you can see there's like a ticket. Yeah, and then you can help him. And then there's also like auto outreach for like businesses. So like give them check-in details like before they check in, give them checkout details before they check out, everything in like a database and everything. So like they can manage everything. Yeah, all the different numbers, they're able to see everything in the same inbox, and like they're able to manage their properties, calendars, bookings. Also we are doing a pipeline so they can block the calendar, block the rooms for all of the like different Airbnbs, Agoda and such at the same time, so they don't double book and stuff. So like yeah, so far this thing I'm trying to build this out. Yeah. I still have time.
Yes.
Oh shit.
1 minute Q&A if you
Oh,
have
I
nothing else.
talk too fast. Okay. This one, I think I dated this idea during his manners workshop, and then yeah, and then I kept working on it.
1 month.
Yeah, 1 month ago maybe.
2 months. 2 months.
Ago. But I started continue working on it like last month. No, last week. So yeah. So this is pretty much what I'm up to.
Using this or cloud code?
This one mostly cloud code. Yeah. And then we are figuring out like the whole pipeline. We try out rack, and then it's like actually not, we don't even need rack. It's just structured SQL query can be used for a lot of like these kind of queries for Airbnb bookings, because it's not very fuzzy kind of language that the customers will be inquiring. So you just have to ask them, guide them to get what you want, and then you put it into the pipeline to get the data from the database. So yeah.
Domains for actual domains for each.
Which one?
This product that you. Oh, it's a Carousell.
Oh, it's a Carousell link. This one is my own page. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions? No.
Any more questions from Carousell side? If not, we can move on to Carousell side next one.
Eve, are you online?
Hi, yes, I am.
Yeah, Eve, can you go ahead?
All right. Hi, everyone. I don't have anything to share, so I'll just be speaking verbally. I spent this past week building an organization that I'm trying to build to solve 4 systemic failures in the cancer care ecosystem that has systemically never been accounted for. So I'm a child with parental cancer, which means that one of my parents had cancer. And that was my first encounter with what I now call the ugly gaps of cancer care. And it essentially comprises of 4 main categories of cancer care system that have never been addressed. So they are the environmental costs of cancer care, the familial costs in terms of young carers and children with parental cancer. It also comprises of the economic cost as well as the delayed cost of late detection of cancer. And my organization right now is still in a very early drafting phase. We are currently working with the Singapore National Cancer Center, as well as the residency and a few other partners who are trying to help us see where we can really fill in the gaps here in Singapore and Malaysia and all across South and Southeast Asia. This project was actually born out of my first initial AI model, which I built to predict cancer treatment outcomes. And yeah, now it's essentially working in India, Pakistan, and beyond. And we are really trying to see how we can fill in community problems. And yeah, this is essentially what we do. We are working across the full cancer care continuum and really trying to build it from the outside in. And yes, we are led and built entirely by people with lived experience. And we really want to bring these voices into a place where it has been always about the patient and not about the support system around the patient. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And this week was filled with a lot of calls with a lot of partners, a lot of philanthropists, as well as a lot of mentors who are very interested in this work. And yeah, I look forward to continuing it and building it up. So that's it from me. And yeah, I'll take any questions now if there are.
If any questions, just unmute yourself on the Zoom. If no questions, we can move on to the next one. All good, thank you.
Brendan, is someone speaking? We can't hear.
There you go. Perfect. All right. Yeah. Cool. I think I'll skip who I am because not enough time. But when I was researching my project, I was looking into cloud computing, and I found this article. This is from ARPA and DARPA days, Joseph Linkletter. And what I found is between 6 universities wanting to make ARPANET, they created this intergalactic network system. So instead of just buying loads of products and using everything open source, I've been kind of looking for the root, and this is something that Bill Gates wanted to talk about. So I'll just share my next screens. A sec, I'll have to share this one. So in terms of data architecture, to train the harnesses and the RAGs and the MCPs, I 2 days ago attended a drama workshop from European Space Agency, and they've got loads of tools, but most importantly, they've got all the legacy data of all the space missions. So being able to create state spaces, which you can then upload into the system, validate and improve with live data sources, which are open source. Then I can move to something a bit more interesting. So I've created this visual interface. Yeah, Zoom is not great, but it is actually feeding in some of the radiation dosage. And this is just an example of what the operator layer would see, so the satellite operators would see. And this is an example of the UI UX standard that I'm going for. Bit blurry, and kind of brand design. Another cool feature I've been creating and tinkering with for security is what's called a 3D polymorphic geometry system. So you have this pattern that's in 3D and it's moving all the time. And when the encryption user matches the actual pattern of the portal, they unlock. And the beauty of this is if there's any snooping on the device or any strange activity in the room, it won't unlock, or it'll come up with an error message and everything's logged and fed. And in terms of the architecture, another great idea that I had from working in cybersecurity was, instead of using a cloud database to start with, I'm creating an anti-botnet system. So all of the devices will connect onto a mesh VPN, and then everyone shares the responsibility of the data, and it's unhackable, untouchable, unless there's a crazy AI agent within the system. So I don't sleep much. 40 seconds left. Yeah, go for questions.
Questions? If anyone has questions, just unmute.
How does it work with the warfare side of things? I'm just curious.
I'm actually supposed to be at Security Council now, so I can't tell you until tomorrow, and I actually will link in with those. And I probably shouldn't say what I'm intending, but we can potentially access like military domain data and hardware to capture satellites is what I'm thinking. But I'm coming up with a very ethical. I have to be honest, I'm very disappointed with some of the actions that have happened in the past. So yeah, still working that one out. But we can talk later.
Cool, thank you. That's the last one from our side, Singapore.
Thank you guys for having some patience with me. I have had trouble sharing my screen. So now I'll get to it, right? My name is Daryl, and my background is in engineering, something to do with finance, and I just came here because I want to learn how to do all this coding stuff and push projects out. So some of the stuff that I did, my friend has a consultancy firm and asked me whether I can help him do a website for his client. So I just quickly rushed one, not really sure what he wanted. So I just did everything, and I made like 5 different versions just in case he was picky. So like in version 2, version 3, 4, 5, whatsoever, with all of the funky UI stuff. So secondly, I thought, okay, maybe it's best if I just do something that I want to actually use. So I watch a lot of Donghua, which is like Chinese anime, and it's incredibly difficult to find any news on it if you're not on like the Chinese channels like Weixin or whatsoever. So I just made this for myself. You can see like the timers, trackers, when it's gonna air soon, next episode. You can browse the calendar, browse the webpage itself. Let's say you want to have a certain show you want to watch. Let's say RMJI, right? One of the most popular right now. You click in, you just start it, you watch the trailer, related stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty standard site just to look at stuff that you want to watch in the Donghua space. Then lastly, right, what I did this week is actually, okay, I buy and sell stuff on Carousell. One of the things I sell is actually concert tickets, and it's a very frowned upon space. However, there's money to be made, right? So I don't really care. How I do have some feedback that I actually like to share if you guys don't mind. Okay, let me find it. Okay, so right, first thing first is when I sell on Carousell, let's say I want to turn on buyer protection, and I post on a listing, let's say this one, right? This buyer protection sticker blocks out a huge chunk of like what I wanna show on the listing, like the date, the time category, whatsoever. It blocks out a huge chunk, and it's really annoying because I had to go back on Canva, edit it one more time just so to avoid this thing. Then secondly, right, let's see. Oh, so you guys have an auto reply feature for premium sellers, right? Your auto reply feature actually triggers more than once for the same buyer. Let's say I have a chat with this guy, right? He wants to buy something here. If he messages me on a different day, boom, my auto reply comes in and floods the whole chat again. It's really long. So I was thinking like maybe, have a first reply, second reply, like, bro, wait for me. I may be offline, something like that. Next one is okay, so I discussed it with a friend because he's like a long-time Carousell seller. What if you guys just did some self-made extensions? Like, you know what VS Code has? You can just add in your own extensions and stuff. So I'm sure a lot of your users, because you have millions of users, have a lot of their own ideas or they want to customize stuff. Maybe you can, allow for public extensions with some level of scrutiny lah. So some of the ideas I have would be like, okay, the feedback I get from my customers is, right, especially in the concert space, hey, how do I know you guys are actually selling the ticket? Or are you gonna scam me? Can I actually just pay half? Or can I meet you in person? It's really annoying because of the trust factor, right? It's a huge question mark for them. So maybe, I don't know, have a video call feature, or maybe have some sort of way that I can, like what I usually try to do, like a Carousell trust score, right? I like the idea. And after that, right, let's say I have a lot of chats. Let's say F1, right? F1, I have 70 chats. It's really difficult to organize my actual clients and people who are interested, not interested. I don't have a way to label them. So like maybe we can have a extension for it, have a Kanban board like inquiry, negotiations, purchase, whatsoever. Yeah, I have quite a few other ideas. I'm more than willing to just share with you because I actually use your site. Yeah.
Time now, Q&A.
Yeah. Any questions, guys?
Thanks for the ideas on Carousell and the feedback. Have you considered using AI to hack your way through some of these problems that you're facing on the app?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the amount of time I would sink into this, right, doesn't justify the amount of value it would bring me. So I just never bothered.
You could demo one day, it could be a feature next time.
I could absolutely do that. Maybe I'll do it. Are you interested in me building it?
Okay. Let's keep the selling to a minimum, I think.
Okay, my
Nothing else?
bad, my bad.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone, for joining in. I think that's it for this week, unless we've missed out anyone. Okay, cool. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thanks, Brendan. We'll sign off from here too.